On May 10, 1979, Boston played Game 7 against Montreal in the semifinals, with the season on the verge of collapse. The Bruins lead 4-3 at the Garden, with a little over 2 minutes left. The Habs regroup for one final push, and Boston's bench fumbles a change. An extra skater is on the ice, while whistles cut through the noise, leading to a nightmare penalty at the worst possible time. Montreal goes to the power play. Guy Lafleur picks up speed down the right side, crosses the blue line, winds, and lashes a slap shot past Gilles Gilbert to tie it. The building freezes. From a penalty everyone saw, to a winner almost nobody did, a goal nobody sees. But the cup is over. June 9, 2010. Game 6, Chicago at Philadelphia. Overtime, with the Blackhawks leading the series 3-2, and 49 years of pressure loaded into every stride. Patrick Kane grabs the puck along the left boards, angles to the bottom of the circle, and rips a low shot from almost on the goal line. The puck slides under the back pad inside the net and hides there. No red light, no ref signal. The Flyers stand still. The crowd gasps. The broadcasters hesitate. Kane flings his gloves, screaming that it's in, while the benches half celebrate, half stare. After a slow, tense review, the replay shows the puck wedged behind the padding. Goal confirmed. The game, series, and championship are all on the line. Chicago pours off the bench late. Philadelphia slumps to the handshake. The cup gets hoisted off a shot that looked like a ghost until the camera proved it real. If that goal hid inside the net, the next one hid in plain sight, and the whistle never came. A hand pass sparks an overtime winner and a rule change. May 15, 2019. Western Final, Game 3. Sharks vs. Blues, tied in sudden death at SAP Center. Chaos erupts in the slot, sticks chopping, bodies falling, and the puck pinballing in front of Jordan Binnington. Timo Meier is tumbling forward and clearly bats the puck with his hand to Erik Karlsson. No whistle. Karlsson collects, finds the opening, and snaps it home. San Jose floods the ice. St. Louis points, yells, "Hand pass," and crowds the officials. The refs huddle, but at the time the sequence isn't reviewable. The goal stands. The Blues leave fuming, their coach scorching the postgame. The league later admits the miss, and by the next season, hand passes leading directly to goals are reviewable. One scramble, one blown call, one overtime dagger, then a hard patch to the rulebook so the same mistake can't end another playoff game. When the calls fail, hockey karma sometimes handles the next shift. A puck to the face, a heckle, and instant hockey karma. January 6th, 2000, Calgary's Saddledome, Blackhawks vs. Flames. Steve Sullivan takes a deflected clear right to the face, drops to the ice, and skates off bloodied, while a fan leans over the glass and mocks him. Stitches are applied, and the winger returns to the game, because in this league, if you can stand, you play. Later, a different clearing attempt flips into the crowd and nails the very same fan. He clutches his face and ducks. Sullivan spots him instantly, arcs back to the boards, points, and mirrors the earlier taunt right in his direction. Players smirk. Even the linesmen try not to laugh. Sullivan keeps rolling shifts, bandage on his cheek, all business. One game, 2 face shots, and a perfect circle of payback written in rubber, glass, and timing. A sitcom writer couldn't beat. But some nights, karma isn't enough. The rule itself becomes the fight. One skate in the blue paint, one Stanley Cup. A summer of shouting. June 19th, 1999. Game 6. Triple overtime. Stars vs. Sabres in Buffalo. Everyone's exhausted. and every rebound is life or death. Brett Hull pokes at a loose puck in front of Dominik Hasek, while his skate plants square in the crease. Throughout the season, the rule was harsh. If an attacking player enters the crease before the puck, then no goal is allowed, and there is no room for debate. Hull jams it in. The horn blasts. Dallas celebrates, and Buffalo doesn't move. Hasek points and yells. Lindy Ruff erupts on the bench, and the officials gather. The NHL rules state Hull had possession and control, making it legal. The Stars skate with the cup. The Sabres leave hearing "no goal" echoing in their heads, and later, they're building. The fallout is heavy enough that the league rewrites the standard the next season. You can be in the crease as long as you don't interfere with the goalie. Next, a done-and-dusted 4-1 lead proves anything but a 3-goal lead evaporates. A city goes quiet, and one player finishes the job twice. May 13, 2013. Game 7, first round. Maple Leafs at Bruins. Toronto storms ahead 4-1 with just over 10 minutes left. Nathan Horton bangs one in to make it 4-2. The building starts to buzz. Milan Lucic parks at the net and shovels home 4-3. With Tuukka Rask pulled, Patrice Bergeron finds the loose puck at the top of the crease and ties it with 51 seconds left. The arrival of overtime is marked by a cloud that only one team can sense. They scramble off a face-off, take a shot, snag a rebound, and Bergeron stabs the winner through traffic. Boston bench is empty. Toronto collapses to the line. A 4-1 lead in Game 7 dies in 10 minutes of pressure, forecheck, and finish, sealed by the same center who dragged his team level. And when momentum flips, even an empty net isn't safe. January 4th, 2007. Dallas at Edmonton. Stars up 1 late. Oilers goalie pulled. Panic in the stands. Patrick Stefan picks up a loose puck at center ice with daylight and a yawning cage. He slows down, leans to backhand it in. The puck hops, an edge grabs, and he spills forward. The puck stays behind him like a prank. Edmonton grabs, flies up ice, and Alice Hemsky buries the tying goal with seconds left. The Stars regroup and win in overtime, but the miss goes everywhere highlight shows, blooper reels, memory. A routine tap-in turned into a cautionary tale about coasting with the game on your stick. One wobble at the end of a glide, one blown closer, and a team forced to survive a storm that never should have formed. One slip costs a tie. One bad bounce can sideline a dynasty. A birthday breakout goes off a leg and knocks out a dynasty for a year. April 30th, 1986. Calgary versus Edmonton. Game 7 of the Smythe Division Final. Oilers chasing a three-peat with Wayne Gretzky, Mark Messier, and Grant Fuhr. Third period. Tied 2-2. Defenseman Steve Smith, turning 23 that day, starts a breakout from behind his net. He banks the pass off the back of Fuhr's right leg by accident. The puck ricochets across the goal line. Smith drops to his knees as the Northlands Coliseum goes from roar to silence. Calgary clogs the neutral zone the rest of the way and wins 3-2. Edmonton's reign pauses. The Flames move on. Smith later wins cups, but this moment sits on every list of gut punches. A simple outlet gone wrong at the worst possible second. Other nights, it isn't your mistake at all. It's a major that lights the fuse. April 23, 2019. Golden Knights at Sharks. First round. Vegas up 3-0 with just under 11 minutes left in the third. Off a face-off, Cody Eakin shoves Joe Pavelski with a cross-check. Pavelski falls awkwardly, smacks his head, and lies bleeding on the ice. Trainers sprint out. The officials confer and assess a 5-minute major. The Sharks swarm the zone like it's a drill. Logan Couture from the dot. Tomas Hertl on a redirect. Couture again on a rebound. and Kevin Labanc ripping from the circle. 4 goals on the same major. Vegas claws a late equalizer to force OT, but Barclay Goodrow cuts across the crease and tucks the winner on a rush. The series ends in a roar and an argument. Days later, the league concedes that the penalty should not have been classified as a major. The score remains 3-0, with the game ending in just 5 furious minutes. After all the chaos, one clean pick and shot slays the Dragon. April 26, 2011. Game 7. Canucks versus Blackhawks. Vancouver had coughed up a 3-0 series lead and now stared down the defending champs in overtime at Rogers Arena. Earlier, Alex Burrows received a hooking penalty that almost led to him being tagged as the goon. Now, he reads Chris Campoli's clearing attempt, steps up, gloves the puck down at the blue line, controls, and charges alone. He leans and rockets a wrister past Corey Crawford. The building detonates. Teammates pile on. The nickname sticks immediately. The Dragon Slayer goal, because Chicago had ended Vancouver's seasons the 2 years before. 1 pick, 1 finish, and the path opens to a run that reaches the Stanley Cup final.